Hi, my name is Michelle Anderson. I'm 23 and I am from a small town called Shadow Hills, California. Shadow Hills is this amazing little town and no one really knows that it exists because it's just hidden away and people ride around in golf carts and there's rolling hills and trees and horses and peacocks and there's a couple geese down the street and a rooster. People here are kind of country people trapped in the city, and I think of myself that way. We like to go to the city for work and then we like to come home to the country and rake our horse manure with our horses and go riding and talk on little lawn chairs in our street. It's just kind of who we are. I have very diverse skills, I guess you would say. I've been acting since I was like 6 years old, but I also grew up playing piano and violin. I really love to sing. I compose music on a weekly basis, and it's a talent that I started when I actually entered college. I love writing screenplays and novels. I'm actually in the middle of both of those right now. I think it's not only a great way of expression, but I think everyone has a story that they could tell, and I think it's great to be able to vocalize mine. I'm also a pistol marksman, which means that I'm really good at shooting at targets, and I can actually conduct choirs, which is a very different skill, I think. I love Cadbury mini eggs. Cadbury mini eggs have this amazing hard crunchy shell and then milk chocolate in the center, and it is so good. Movies, I watch them all the time. I think every day I have a movie in my DVD player. I love to horseback ride. I've been doing it since I was like 5 years old. I am a huge advocate of sweatpants. I think that every girl needs an amazing pair of sweatpants that they can come home and lounge in. I think I spend probably 75% of my life in sweatpants. I happen to be a kind of clumsy, incident attracting kind of girl. So my parents came up with the nickname of Lucy. I pretty much fulfill that title every day of my life. I had an incident in the kitchen where I accidentally put the hand dish soap into the washing machine because we didn't have any more of the stuff that goes in the washing machine, and I figured it was gonna be fine. So I just filled it up a little bit and closed the door and hit start, and all of a sudden I started hearing this sputtering noise, and I looked over and bubbles are just spewing out of the dishwasher and out of the little hole that's the ventilation up top, just gushing, and it took like 20 rinse cycles to get all of it out. So it tends to be the story of my life. My dad actually started his career in filmmaking as an assistant director, and so I think he wanted to not have me go into that because he knew all the different struggles and how difficult it is to work independently in this industry. But as he saw me go through school and saw me graduate and that I still wanted to do this, he started to be like, okay, well, this is your life and I support you. We actually worked together on the TV show Numbers for a couple months, and it was such a gift because I got to work with my dad and I got to show him this is what I want to do and I'm actually good at it. Like, people here like me and they support me, and that was really cool. It's really cool to have a parent see you in action and to be proud of your ability. I had this conversation with Henry Winkler. We were talking about what a great job acting is, and he said, you know, it's the best job in the world. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. It's such a huge passion of mine. And I said, well, yeah, I agree with you. I think that in a way it's almost unfair because actors are paid, well-known actors are paid so much more, and I said, maybe I shouldn't have said, that their job was actually less important than a plumber, because a plumber, you know, you can't be using that facility if it's not working. A plumber is a very vital member of the workforce. And he looked at me with this glare and he said, yeah, but Michelle, what does the plumber do when he gets home? And I was like, and he said he watches television. My parents loved me so fiercely. They made sure that I knew morality, that I knew right and wrong. It was just this little ball of energy and stubbornness, and they were able to harness that and help me to grow. I think the best part is that when I would go through stuff, they wouldn't just hear about what that other person did to me or what I had experienced. They asked what I did to be a part of the problem or how my response may have triggered their response. And it wasn't in a critical way, it was in a shaping way that made me, to this day, understand my accountability in every situation. Probably the most powerful person in my life was my grandfather, but he knew what he knew, he believed what he believed, and he just fiercely loved you. But I have this memory of him. I parked my car and this bird came and landed on the hood of my car and he goes, "Jesus!" And, which might not seem like a strange reaction, but this was a really strong Christian man, and I'm like, "Grandpa, why are you using God's name in vain?" And he's like, "I'm not using God's name in vain. I'm exclaiming. I want him to see what just happened." I'm like, "Well, I'm pretty sure he knew that the bird just landed on the car." And he's like, "Michelle, I know that God knows, but sometimes he wants to hear it firsthand from us." And I thought that was so funny, and it makes me laugh to this day every time I see a bird. I love holidays with my family. My cousins come down. I have 2 cousins and they're about 10 years older than me, but they're like my brothers. We pretty much stay in the house, which I guess would seem funny, but my cousin can cook like no other, and my other cousin makes this amazing popcorn, and I can make margaritas because I can't really cook that well, and my mom, my aunt will help cook as well. And so we just spend a lot of our time eating because I love the food and watching Christmas movies. Last Christmas we decided to exchange white elephant gifts. I'm not quite sure why, but it was an inspiration, and my uncle got my dad a jock strap that said "Support our troops." So you can just imagine the kind of humor and comedy that my family has. We have a holiday at my house called Easter, and the house is packed with like 40 to 45 people. So we have this amazing honey baked ham and tons of food because it's like a potluck, and we bring adults and kids and a lot of friends my age, and we come to the house, and we always stay quiet about it because my mom has hidden about 200 eggs all over the house and in the backyard. You just see these grown men running like thieved bandits through our yard and yelling like little girls and grabbing eggs, and it's this huge deal, and it's so much fun. My family has this trait. I like to call it the butt chin, and I am the first girl I know of in the family that has the butt chin, but I used to be really insecure about it actually, but now I kind of bear it proudly because a lot of male actors have the butt chin, and I'm hoping that I can bring about the female butt chin genealogy legend in the film industry.